I am Amy Lanham. I have the pleasure of being the director at Campus Recreation.
My name is Kyle Minchow. I am the Strength Training Conditioning Coordinator here at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln Campus Recreation Center.
Campus Recreation had some funds available. We're required to put some dollars into a replacement fund. We had 3 goals. We wanted to add more fitness room gym space, right-size our locker rooms with amenities, and then also design some universal access to our pool. And so those 3 goals were in mind and started with the design team to reconfigure the space.
We noticed within our current weight room that we had a lot of pieces that were in very high demand and we didn't have enough of them. And that came down to our dumbbell spaces, our rack spaces, some of our cables, and then just open space. And so when we went into this project, we wanted to try to find, with the square footage we had, how can we bring up all of those along with adding in something new that we don't currently offer at our spaces.
The first weekend we were open, I loved it because there were students that were walking by and they were seeing the equipment and just the overall aesthetic of the room. And some of the students standing outside is like, is this for us? Like, is this like the general student gets to use this? But at the same time, our existing strength training and conditioning room, which is a little around 10,000 square feet of space, it was still busy.
We didn't really have much of an avenue for traditional functional fitness or your CrossFit styled workouts. That wasn't something that we had the facility for. And so when we were creating the space, we wanted to incorporate that into the design as well. More variability. And I think that was the key thing that went into this space, is how much variability could we create within a small space.
The tagline that I use for this space too is that the power room came from a Husker student power framework. It's purpose, ownership, well-being, engagement, and relationships. But then it also has kind of a core piece here at the university with Husker power and strength and working through that.
You wouldn't see the variability that you see without the flooring set up the way it is. Right? Having a flat floor that is all multi-purpose rubber is what facilitates that variability throughout the whole room. I like to think of this floor as being forgiving. You can drop weights and you don't hear any sounds. But then from a safety standpoint, from our lifters, you have the grippiness underneath their feet. And so I think there's pieces like that, along with that shock absorbent aspect when people are doing plyometrics, that makes this space a lot more comfortable for them.
I've been pleasantly surprised because I think students, they've taken it upon themselves too, that they have a certain well-being goal for themselves. So they have a certain thing that they want to do. And so they've been absolutely willing to be like, oh, let's check this out and try it.
Students love it. And at the end of the day, not every student is in athletics, but every student, they want to be a Husker. They came here to be a Husker. We did that with some of the different, branding on top of our racks. We have, Nebraska on one and we have Husker racks on another. And we liked to showcase, the large red N on the ceiling and really make sure that when people stepped into this space, they knew that they were stepping into a University of Nebraska weight room space. They knew they were stepping into there is no place like Nebraska weight room space. And I believe we accomplished that.